Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will be covering on how you can generate reports on the donation information captured in Ka-Ching. We recommend that you have the tool open in another window so that you can practice as we go along. In this section, we will show you the standard reports available in our suite for Ka-Ching. This is based on most organizations' requirements. Here is a listing of the types of standard reports available. All reports are displayed as Excel pivot tables which can be manipulated for further reporting if required. Moving on, we will show you how to generate these reports. Before we begin, please log into the Ka-Ching tool. If necessary, pause this video and watch an overview of Ka-Ching tool for users to learn how to log into the tool. When you have successfully logged into the tool, you should see this dashboard. Before we proceed to generate reports, please ensure all other Excel files are closed. Next, click on Generate Reports at the top. The system will now automatically open the Report and Settings file with reports updated for current donation information. At the bottom of the toolbar, you can view the different kinds of reports generated. Your administrator would have created most of your reports requirements at setup. You may wish to pause the video now and take a look at each of these reports. In the event that you need specific information from Ka-Ching, you can extract them in a report format with the use of pivot tables. In the next section, we will show you how to create a customized report. If you do not require this section, you may end the video now. First, make a copy of an available report in Ka-Ching. In our example here, we are duplicating the donor report. Click on the Donor Report tab on the toolbar, then holding on to the Control button on your keyboard, click and drag the donor report to the side. When you see a small plus sign, release your mouse. If you see a window pop up as shown, click Yes for all the pop-ups. A duplicate of the donor report should now appear as shown. You can rename the report if you wish to. To rename the report, right-click on the tab and click Rename. Next, key in the desired name and press Enter. Now you can customize this donor report to suit your needs. To add more information, click anywhere on the pivot table as shown above. The table on the right will appear. Look for the field that you want to add, then drag it from the list to the columns or rows sections. In this example, the report requires a summary of donation report by ID type. Working off the donor report, we first would need to add in the ID type field. Adding the ID type field to the columns or rows section would format the report differently. If the ID type field is added to the columns section, the ID type header will appear on the top of the report. This ID type header is accompanied by its drop-down list options including NRIC, other individuals and other non-individuals which are presented as the column headers. By adding the ID type to the columns section, it will separate the donation amount into each of the ID type categories. If the ID type field is added to the rows section, the ID type header will appear on the top of the report as well. However, the ID type categories would be presented as the first item in each row of the donation transaction. By adding the ID type to the rows section, it will show the ID type for each donation made by the donors. Also, do note that by positioning the ID type field in different orders on the columns and rows sections, the ID type header would be presented in different sequence as shown. Moving on, we will cover what other functions of the pivot table you can use to customize your reports. The pivot table also allows you to add filters for the report. To do so, simply drag the fields that you want to filter the report by to the Filters section. In the donor report, the date and donation type fields have already been added to the Filters section. Next, you can also add in fields that you want a summary of. To do so, Drag the fields that you want to summarize to the Values section. In the donor report, the donation amount field has already been added to the Values section and it provides a summary of the total amount donated by the donors. Next, if you want to change the type of summary, click the little downward arrow of the field and click Value Field Settings. The following window will appear where you can summarize by summing or counting the data field. You can then choose how you want to summarize the field by selecting the appropriate summary from the list. After you have selected the summary, click OK. Alternatively, if you wish to remove information from the report instead, click the little downward arrow of the field in the table on the right. Then select Remove Field. In this example, the number of donation field is being removed. Finally, this is how the donor report will look like after adding the ID type field and removing the number of donations field. Once you are done, click Save and close the workbook. The report will be generated along with the rest of the workbook the next time you click Generate Reports in the Donation tool. You would have now learned how to generate reports in Ka-Ching. For further assistance, please contact us via the live chat on our web page. For more information on Ka-Ching, check out our webpage at www.impact.sg/Ka-Ching.